everybody up here knows who Charleston White is, right? Everyone up here knows who Charleston White is. There is no logical way in the world that he would have the amount of influence he's got if social media did not exist. This man has gone on the record saying some of the most outlandish shit that I have ever heard in my life. And the reason he has an audience is because he looks, for whatever reason, people find him entertaining. Social media gives people a license to do things and to push narratives that would not happen under normal socialized conditions.
So, Mr. Lego, is social media not a form of human interaction?
No, this is not human interaction. No, human interaction is when you can talk to somebody, smell somebody, sense somebody. Like the only senses we're using is visual. It's just like porn. That is not human interaction. What? So if somebody can look at that and see that as human interaction, you'll look at them as a weirdo. So no, this is not human interaction.
I would disagree with that. Based on
people, like, no, this is feel people's heat. Hell no, this is not human interaction.
No, that's not true. Because if it wasn't human interaction, then none of us would be sitting right here on this panel. This is absolutely human interaction. So you can't say that. That's a logically flawed statement.
Because
we're this is a form of
that first.
I'm sorry.
Is porn human interaction?
I'm not talking about porn.
Is that human interaction? Because we're doing not the same thing. We're watching other people do something.
What are we doing right now?
Responding to the stimulus of them doing something.
In this instance, right now, what are we doing? We're all sitting. The 10 of us are having a conversation, right? Or however many of us are on this panel, we're having a conversation.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely, without question, human interaction. So your statement is logically flawed in that. What the problem with social media is that it gives people that don't have proper socialization skills access to the airways. I'm about to say something's going to shake the table, but they don't call me Austin off script for nothing. Everybody up here knows who Charleston White is, right? Everyone up here knows who Charleston White is. There is no logical way in the world that he would have the amount of influence he's got if social media did not exist. This man has gone on the record saying some of the most outlandish shit that I have ever heard in my life. And the reason he has an audience is because he looks, for whatever reason, people find him entertaining. Social media gives people a license to do things and to push narratives that would not happen under normal socialized conditions. So, and again, social media is not all bad. To Sweeney's point, I'd give you credit, Sweeney. Social media is not all bad, but it is the way in which it's like Dr. King said about time. Time is neutral. You can use it constructively, destructively. What I've seen is the way we use social media today, it's absolutely been used more so for our destruction than our instruction, without question.
So I'm just asking, for argument's sake, if that's the case, then why do people downplay when parents homeschool their kids? And they're homeschooling, virtually learning, doing the same thing that we're doing right here.
Uh-huh.
Why do they downplay that then?
Because it's not a replacement. Social media should be an addition. You shouldn't literally leave your friends alone and now stay on the computer 24 hours. Is an addition. There's a lot of Walker kids that have a lot of friends on PlayStation 5, and that's what keeps them going. A lot of people do too. Corn are not shooting schools because of that, because they have that release, and it's for very minimum, even in an OnlyFans model, but they have that little interaction that makes them not go all over the edge and do some terrific things. Social media is what made a man like me, a fat guy in Portugal, streaming for 200 and 300 people on the other side of the ocean. That's what actually is pretty good. I don't replace these people with other people that I meet on my life. Is a compliment. It's not good or bad. As long as you don't take 100% of your real life and you focus on the computer, actually you can do real good things on this internet. And again, GoFundMes, when people go through certain things, we can do a stream rallying everybody up to give support to the person. You don't look at social media just as a good or the bad. Internet is not good and bad. Well, I mean, everything is amoral. It depends on how you use it. And again, the internet as I wouldn't live on any other era before a smartphone. Well, that's all I'm going to say. I think everybody in this conversation is saying social media is bad, but if I take a smartphone of Mr. Let Go, and it will be miserable. That's the reality.
I don't think it's bad. I was just
That is a fact. I'll be mad as I don't know what. I ain't gonna know what to do.
That bank account wouldn't be small as it is, right? I know, Mr. Let's Go. I see you.
Lady Dyer.
I think access. I think we have, because of social media, there's just access to things that you wouldn't have naturally seen just on TV. I mean, there's news on social media that they don't even report on the news, and that's just from the safe side of things. But then you see cheeks, you see half naked women, you see even the men glossed up, oiled up on social media. You just see so many things, and the access that children have to it now is just available to the younger generations a lot sooner. And COVID, for instance, you have to homeschool your kids pretty much. After that, the way of life has become computer. The way of life has become social media. It's just the way. I mean, when kids have kids, they're gonna be born with a computer. They're gonna be born with some type of automated knowing how to do these things, just because it's just the way of life. And I just think that the access to it, back in the day, you could you still can restrict channels and websites and things like that. But how many parents are doing that? How many parents are really taking the time to, do that? At what age are parents giving their children? I mean, they're making social media, for teenagers and things like that. But you think they're going to stay on the teenager site? Or they're going to find ways around that.
Come on now, Precious.
It's the access.
And get into stuff.
We've always had access to Skinamax. We all tried it. We all had access to our dad's. Look, our dad's. I grew up in a Christian
home, and the TV channels were blocked.
I grew up in a house. I wish I would try that.
The internet was blocked. So it's about access. I'm too young for
Cinemax. What is that?
If you don't want them to see it, you have control over them seeing it or not. And that's, you can say that you had access back in the day and you tried to do those things, but right now it's at the touch of a button. You had to do a little work back in the day. You had to find the magazines, or maybe you had to put some work in. Maybe you just bumped into them underneath the bed. I don't know, but you had to put in a little bit of work. You had to sneak around. You had to go to your friend's house to do whatever you wanted to do. Nowadays, you don't have to do that. Even if your kids don't have the phone, their friends have the phone.
Hey, Precious, everybody knew where the uncle stash was.
Exactly.
The magazine stash of the uncle. Every man on this planet.
The magazine stash.
Hey, Precious.
Every man on this planet knew anywhere. Oh, I'm just going to the bathroom real quick.
Access.
I'm going to the bathroom real quick and go be right back.
Even if it wasn't something that's said so often, right? That a lot of people, miss. Look at what most parents. And this is a fault of, like Bernie Mac said, we really some punk ass parents. This goes back into a fault of what are most parents doing to their kids now? You ain't teaching them nothing. You giving them a damn cell phone or iPad and telling them to get the hell out the way. It's ease of access. It goes back to what Sweetie said. You had to figure out where your uncle was hiding the stash of the dirty magazines. You had to figure out what time do the nasty movies come on Cinemax. You had to do some intellectual work to some degree to figure out a way to do some shit you ain't had no business doing. Once you figured it out, then you had a, but now it's just the smartphone and high-speed internet access democratize the airways for good and bad.
Austin, can I ask you a question? Don't you guys in your country have those channels that at midnight they switch to other things that they're not movies or something like that? Didn't you guys have that growing up? The channels that would be really nice channels during the 12 hours, and then at midnight they started to do the wavy thing with the white. Don't you guys have that? So what are we talking about?
BET Uncut.
That was always available.
But were you sneaking to watch that? Were you
absolutely that video?
And that's what we're saying, Patty.
The Nelly Precious.
Kids don't have to sneak and do that. They don't have to sneak and do it.
Can I confess? Hey, Precious, can I confess something to you real quick? It's very quick. That Christina Aguilera video clip named Dirty, that when I was kid, that was enough. That was enough.
That man went through lotion bottles when
we are going to extremes, but those video clips of Moulin Rouge with Lil Kim, Christina Aguilera, and me and all that, they would enough. So you guys don't know about that, but hey, spoiler alert. We didn't have to go to the XXX thing to have our thing.
The reality is, even today, the kids still got to sneak.
They still sneaking. It's just
like, guess what? They can bookmark it. They can save it. They can. There's different apps
we
now.
We was able to do that when we was young, though. We used to rip the finest girl in the magazine. Now we just rip it out of uncle's magazine and just fold it and put it in just anywhere. Like we was sneaking back the same thing.
Right, King magazine. Your pocket is what I'm saying. It's in your pocket. You ain't got to rip nothing. You ain't got to hide nothing. It's in your pocket.
Oh, you still got to hide it.
It's the same thing though. Like, look, the only thing that has just in that realm, to you ladies, it has hurt y'all like extremely because we have so much access to women, whether it's online dating. The majority of online dating is hookups. A dude can like pull out his phone and just go online. He ain't trying to be with none of these damn women. He gonna find a woman, start smashing his chick, smashing that chick, and then this was crazy because I used to get on that. I don't know how long ago. Chicks was in my same apartment complex, and I'm like, oh shit, she in my, and I'm next thing you know, I'm screwing a chick on the other side of my apartment complex. So the access to women is so like amazing because it'll literally tell you how far the woman is away. So you ain't even got to get in no car. You can walk there.
But this is what I mean, Mr. Lego. Y'all are not listening to this. Is exactly what I mean. Back in the day, you had to get a phone book. You had to have a little black book. You had it like it is the access and the accessibility and the easiness of it is what and it was like you and your boys and yes, Fatty or whoever used to do it. But now it is worldwide. It's international. It's everywhere.
I agree with you, but I don't think it's. I think it's different more for y'all and not different for us.
So y'all always know.
Hold on, to the guys on the panel. We would go get ass. We'll just go to the mall. And to be honest with you, it was more fun to go to the mall and get girls and smash. Like we'll go to back then we had house parties. There's no house parties no more. It was a house party going on like every Thursday in my neighborhood. You go over there, you getting ass every Thursday. It's some girl in there that likes you or you like her, and then boom, y'all going crazy. A lot of these dudes, they can't get sex here versus getting sex back then because they had to practice trying to talk to girls back when we was young. Now they don't know how to talk to girls because they're so socially awkward. So those dudes are getting less sex because they have less practice approaching girls.